Welcome to Never Shut Up. It's your boy, Marcellus Wiley. Woo! Got a little spice today. Not because it's just the topics, but because your boy went to get some of that manufactured chicken last night. Yeah, I got some of that Popeyes. That's what my wife calls it. She's like, that chicken is manufactured. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, it's engineered. I was like, what do you mean? And I took a bite. Beyond the crust, she might be right. It was all love, though, man. I had a great night last night. Make sure you guys have a great time watching this show and support these itty bitties in the community. Right now, if you go to projecttransition.org, leave a donation. Support the itty bitties and all that we're doing in the community. That's all. Let's get into this. LeVar Arrington, Brady Quinn. We're talking about the Pro Bowl. And basically, they had a synopsis of the Pro Bowl that wasn't so flattering. Y'all know how I feel about the Pro Bowl right now. And I will continue to discuss the effects of the Pro Bowl and what is left, the shrapnel of the Pro Bowl. What is this? But they had an interesting take on it. It wasn't just about the Pro Bowl festivities, the Pro Bowl game, but more about the athletes participating in the Pro Bowl and what it's meant to the Pro Bowl. Let's listen to LeVar and Brady Quinn talk about, is the Pro Bowl over?
The luster, the clout that's connected to the Pro Bowl is gone. But I think there's a lot of old ways that are dying. I mean, just the way that athletes are, the way that their mentalities are. It's just a very different.
Everyone's friends now.
It's just very different, man.
What is with that? Like
everybody is friends.
Okay, is this like a byproduct of there's so much like hate out there on social media and just in general that like people then have to be more friendly with one another?
I'm gonna tell you what I think it is, because I'm watching it happen firsthand. Social media has given people the opportunity to connect with one another first and foremost.
Okay.
And what happens is these guys end up like, when we were coming out, it's like, oh, there's Brady Quinn. I see you on a recruiting visit. It's like, oh, what's up, bro? And you get like a couple minutes together. If it's one of them type of trips where they feel really good about it, y'all might be together the entire time and y'all around each other. If not, it's just like, oh, hey, oh, that's LeVar. Oh, that's Brady. Then you go along on your separate ways. These guys become friends on visits. They become friends over offers. And then you'll start seeing them comment like slime or, emojis or we up and da-da-da, this and that. And then you see it all go down. And then when they get an offer, then everybody goes down. And then what I found out is then they start playing video games together. So what we're doing right now and get paid to do, right, put our headphones on, sit here. I had my shoes off. I got my little footstool, right?
Yeah.
Brady, you're standing there. You're feeling good. You got your coffee.
I don't feel good at all.
Okay. And then Jonas is sitting there looking like the Grim Reaper's nephew himself.
That's right.
And we're sitting here chilling. And that's what these dudes are doing all day long. They get home from working out and doing their schoolwork. In fact, I don't know if they even, they probably include doing their schoolwork while they're doing their games. But they are talking to each other. Like, this dude is in California, this guy's in Iowa, or this guy is in Ohio, and they're talking.
Right.
They talk to each other. So they become friends. They see them on the 7-on-7 circuits. They
sense.
See each other. So the connectivity is so different in today's culture that by the time these dudes make it to the league, they've been friends since they were doing UA Next camps or doing, Nike camps and all that stuff.
But where's the competition? Like, that's the thing is like.
It's just different. The competition hits differently.
And I'm not talking like sportsmanship. I'm talking like you lost. It's like, I don't want to talk to that guy right now. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be cool, but like.
Well, no, like Tom Brady walks off without shaking somebody's hand, and Ryan Fitzpatrick is bitching about it for 10 years. Dude, he's pissed off. He just lost a game. Like, what are you?
Right.
Like, he's supposed to be thrilled to go shake
I never
your
had
hand?
an issue with that.
I don't either.
Basketball players are the same way. It's just guys are just more familiar. They're just more familiar with one another. Like,
I'll put it this way: the whole Duke, North Carolina, because there was a game over the weekend.
Yep, there was.
Completely changed.
Yeah, like that was like the rivalry amongst some others.
Right? Unrecognizable.
Now you're like, there's not even hype around it. The dudes aren't even like cutthroat with each other about it. It's just
Duke plus 4.5.
But you know what though? But that brings it back to like some of the football rivalries. There is still sometimes some of that. like Ohio State, Michigan.
Yeah.
You get some of
They
that.
get a little chippy.
They get chippy.
Yeah, they get a little chippy.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that the Pro Bowl is more about bro code now. Like, they have a good time with hanging out and turning into what they turn it into, and that's what it is. But it certainly does not give you the feel of the old Pro Bowl. In fact, it makes you wonder, what is the value of being a Pro Bowler? Like, they say this is what leads to you being a Hall of Famer, and it's like to say, I guess it matters to be voted a Pro Bowler, but I feel like the festivities of being a Pro Bowler almost devalues the level of clout that it represents to become a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk through this. All right. So the clout connected to the Pro Bowl is gone. Whatever the Pro Bowl was is not anymore. Well, that's pretty obvious because even back in the days, nobody wanted to play in the Pro Bowl. Now, you got to go back and get your Google search on, go into the library stacks, Dewey Decimal System. But let me say Dan Marino, don't quote me, but a quarterback of that stature did not want to play in a Pro Bowl. Literally walked off in the third quarter. Y'all go do the Google search for me. Walked off in the third quarter. Was like, dog, I'm good. I think it was Troy Aikman. He was like, I'm good. I'm not playing in this game anymore. He had other reasons as well, but obviously he didn't want to be there or he would have finished the game. But even when I went to the Pro Bowl, even guys before me, they all talked about one thing. I'm going to Hawaii for vacation. I was like, oh yeah, how's the game? What? Like, it was this measured half speed that nobody wanted to play in. My first snap in the Pro Bowl, I thought 50%, but I was geeked up. Yeah, you might be. I was all hyped up. And then Chris Samuel, he was like, hey, bro, that's your 50%? I remember him saying, he was like, that's your half speed? I was like, yeah. And in my mind, I was saying, like, ooh, I must have been going too fast. So I brought it down a notch, right? Because I didn't want him to go 100, because then we're going to have some problems. It's a real game. Nobody want to play football voluntarily. I told y'all that. Only 2 people who have ever existed on this planet have raised their hand to say, I would like to play football. Dick Butkus, Ray Lewis. Everybody else, all the Bosas, whoever you're going to say, yep, I don't care who you going to say. What? Who you want to say? Steve Atwater? Yeah. I mean, name them. I mean, beast. So what? Nobody raises their hand to play football. You don't choose football. Football chooses you. After basketball, walk by your ugly ass. Right. You know what I mean? Like baseball was like, and you were like, well, forget you too. You too long anyway, right? Etc. I know what y'all gonna say. Here's the thing. Football ain't for everybody. It ain't for every day because it hurts every way. So I knew this day was coming. I knew they were going to have to get out of playing another game for fun when it ain't no fun playing that game. Like, it hurts. Like, if I'm not getting paid to the fullest, what am I doing out here, right? Ain't no voluntary football, no voluntary mandatory camps. That's why they had to make up that voluntary mandatory camps. Because you better make it mandatory. I ain't showing up. It's all voluntary. So I heard him say that. And then they start getting into the reasons. Everybody is friends. I don't mind that. I hate that old narrative. Like, if you're a friend with somebody, you ain't going to go hard. What? Magic Johnson and Isaiah Thomas will hug and kiss at pregame on center court and then give each other the business, right? Michael Jordan used to have all them golf tournaments and gambling and whatever the hell else he was up to and give people the business. You think he was just playing with his teammates? Stop playing. Oh, man. So the thing is, I hate how when yesterday people did the same thing they doing today, now we look at today like it's weak. They were weak too, if you want to call it weak. I don't. But they were weak too. They just didn't have the same outlets, channels, platforms, gossipers. Me, they didn't have all that. So guess what? We didn't know all that. Just like you didn't know that your sister or brother was across the street until you got older. And then you're like, that's my brother. You didn't know granddaddy was a lot of people's granddaddies, right? You didn't know all that. You didn't know how many kids grandma really had. Like, what you talking about? You got another kid, grandma? Dog, don't go back. If you go back, you're going to realize you ain't went nowhere. It's the same here. It just looks different. So I didn't like that old school, everybody's friends, so they're not going hard. No, they're not going hard because they playing flag football, fool. You play flag football, you better not go hard. I always tell these kids out there, because sometimes they grab the flag extra hard, slam it down, and I look at them, and inside my head, I'm cursing him out. He's 8, so I can't say anything. I'm looking at him like, you soft. In my head, I'm like, man, you soft. Throwing the flag down like you did something. So this is what I say. I say, hey, we're playing flag football here. We're playing flag football here. Like, flag is for a reason. Relax. Just get the flag. You ain't got to do nothing. Don't touch them. Just get the flag. So I ain't like that part. I think that they need to understand that the fraternity that we always talked about, we always be hyping up, is real now. Like, we actually are going to see our frat brothers. What's wrong with that? All this communication, they're all playing games online, talking to each other online, texting each other, etc. Communicating on your page, slime on your page, all that stuff. What's wrong with that? I thought when you went against your brother, you go harder. Make up your mind, y'all. Because I never believe in harder. If you're going 100%, you're going 100%. All you really going to say is, I'm doing extra. And the extra ain't 101%. The extra is, instead of just stopping when the whistle blow, wah, I'm going to hit you to the echo of the whistle. Is that harder? Or is that actually cheating or going extra? Not harder, because you're already going 100%. I never went into a football game not going 100%. But I will say I wasn't always 100% prepared. Didn't have proper rest. Didn't study 3rd and 12. Didn't eat right that week. Got distracted on the phone. Girl, I already left the tickets. You know what I mean? Mama calling me, talking about which way to stadium again, like, etc. So I've always given 100% effort, but what I tell the kids is the preparation is the separation. Did you prepare 100%? Once you're on the field, vroom, vroom, vroom. But how much gas in that tank? That's the conversation. So I'm not mad at this connectivity. It doesn't dissuade competition to me. I don't like when people say that. Like, if I know you, I'm about to whop. If I don't know you, whop. If I do know you, whop, with a little extra hot sauce probably, just because I know you're going to woof, and I don't want to hear it. So the whole Brady Quinn, old school, move on, get off my lawn, man, just adapt and evolve. Stop acting like you can't go hard on somebody you know. If you had to go against LeVar in a talk-off, you ain't going to eat him up. If you had to go against LeVar in a skills challenge, you ain't going to eat him up. You just going to be acting like he a casual? Nah, man. But I do agree with them here. The Pro Bowl's washed. And the players didn't do that. I don't like the fact that we blame the players. Football did that because nobody wants to play football. Nobody trying to play extra football. So once you have that, it's funny, we get so lost in these micro details at times, trying to assess what's really going on and overlooking the most obvious. You have a sport that I will only play if you pay me to the fullest. And even then, I know I'm not going to be able to play at full capacity because I'm going to get hurt as soon as I start. And it hurts mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. It's damaging. It's like football's beast, and I love it. But I ain't doing none of it if I don't have to, right? So it's just one of those things. It's not a necessary evil, but you know what you got to go through to play football. People don't raise their hand to do that all the time. That's why the Pro Bowl is washed. So what do y'all think of the Pro Bowl right now? I can't lie. I did catch myself watching them. The linemen were running through some, like, gauntlet, and I caught myself. I was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, are you into the Pro Bowl? I was like, no, I'm into the skills challenge thing, whatever they call it. But, yeah, it was the Pro Bowl. Has it lost its juice for you? And do you care if these kids are friends? Or you want them to be distant enemies or play it off like they did in the 80s, act like they weren't hanging, but then Magic and Isaiah kicking it and Jordan gambling and kicking it. Like, y'all got a problem with these kids right now? I do not. All right, y'all. Here's something I do have a problem with. Racism. Y'all know me. I don't get into the race conversation very often. I more highlight it and point at it than get from it and be in it. Like, you know what I mean? I don't like to get up in there. Why? I'm going to tell you the truth. My experience has showed me that what Andrew Tate is about to say is more real than not. Racism exists. Duh. Does racism exist to the level that we talk about it? No. Does racism exist in certain areas, certain groups, certain demographics more so than others? Yes. Let's have this conversation right now. Andrew Tate, kick it off.
When a black billionaire meets a white billionaire, you think there's any racism? Do you think they care? He's a billionaire. I'm a billionaire. Both our yachts are in Monaco. He's from Algeria. You stole all the gold. I'm a stock market whatever. There's no racism. The racism's for the poor people. Because if you keep the poor people divided, they can't wake up long enough to do what I did and read about how money works. Because if they do that, we're in a big trouble, right? So then the slaves will wake up, nor to deprogram the slaves. So you have to convince the slaves that it's not the monetary system's fault that you're broke. It's not the monetary system's fault that you continue to work for a set number of dollars and the price of houses just keep going up and up and up. It's the white man's fault, or the black man's fault, or the Asian people's fault. Someone else's fault. They have to keep the poor people fighting amongst each other, but if the poor people all unite, then it's much harder to control us.
Okay, so basically he's saying the poor are the racists. And that'll make you think, say, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Because I know somebody rich out there watching right now. It's like, no. You know how we say, once an N-word, always an N-word, right? In this country. I don't believe that. You ain't going to tell me who I am. I don't give a damn if 100 people tell me I'm something. I don't believe none of them. I mean, if 100 people came up to me right now and told me I'm white, do I supposed to believe them? Why? Because it's a lot of them that said it? No, they're all wrong, right? So if everybody says you always going to be an N-word, I'm like, you're all wrong. Oh, watch, they're going to show you. No, bad things happen to everybody. What you mean? They bring down white people too. What is it? They always a white person? So miss me with that. If you come up to me, tell me I'm short, I'm giggling. If you come up to me telling me I'm tall, I'm like, and? So that's not the power. Here's the power. Because I am bilingual, I have spoken both languages of have and have not, right? From the bottom to wherever the hell I am right now. And it's not the top. Trust me, I'm going this weekend to Vegas to hang with some people at the top. But I'm up somewhere. I'm up from where I was. Let's go there, right? So I speak both languages, have and have nots. And let me tell you one thing. The higher you go, the less black and white you see and the more green. Real talk. It's called yacht culture. I've talked about this before. You probably missed that video. It's called yacht culture. I bought a yacht in 2004. Remember, my mom didn't want me to have one, bought it anyway. My mom died, and I used that yacht as therapy, thank God. And I remember this guy told me about yacht culture, because I was just, you sniffing around in these new frontiers. You're trying to act like you got it. I'm not trying to be hood-rific out there, wearing jeans in the water. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be that guy. I'm trying to learn what yacht culture is, and he broke it down to me. He was like, yeah, here's yacht culture. So you have your slip and you have your boat and everyone just walks by each other's boats, keep the doors open and just go in there and have a drink with them and just meet them. I was like, doors open, unlocked, just meet them? I was like, he's like, yeah, that's everyone does. And I start noticing and looking, everybody, no matter what. And I wasn't the only black person out there for y'all. I know how y'all think. But no matter where, young, old, whatever, little kids, come here. Everybody was open. Now, why is that, right? Oh, because they ain't got nothing to worry about. They got money. Come on, y'all. I thought more money, more problems. So make up your mind. So let's get to the beginning of this. Because I understand there could be some of this conversation of, well, they got money, so ignorance is bliss, right? They're ignorant to all the day-to-day problems that everyone else has because they can buy away some of those issues, or they're above that with their money. But let's go all the way back to when the racism was introduced to this country from a black man's perspective, right? And it's always been since slavery, I'm an N-word, and from slavery to this point present, the racism still exists. Even though I've never experienced racism, me. Now, you can tell me your story, and I'm not going to negate it, but you're not going to also put your story on me, because my story is going to actually deter the conversation, or let's just say detour it to a different place. Just haven't experienced it, whatever. All right, but there's always been this conversation no matter what side, if you've experienced it or not, class or race. So what was behind slavery, right? Remember Martin Luther King switched it up, went from civil rights to silver rights? Stop talking about how you treat me and start talking about how you're paying me, taking care of me, hooking me up, bringing me in a part of ownership, partnership. Pow! That's how it went, right? So class or race. And I've always looked at this conversation in such an interesting way because they're interdependent. They both exist, but at times it sways one way or the other. So when you talk about slavery, typically what you taught in the LA Unified School District or wherever you went to public school, private school, is that all because they were black, they were slaves, right? That's how I learned it. And then I was like, wait a minute. Slavery existed before America. Okay, whatever. Yeah, they were just other white people and making sure they enslaved black people all across the world before America, right? That's what that was, right? Then you look again, you're like, wait a minute. It was black people enslaving black people too. What? You're like, am I on the internet? Am I in a rabbit hole? You're like, black people did it too? They did it first? Wait a minute. They showed other people how to do it too? They rounded up us and sold us to America? Black people? Africans? Right? Y'all all know it. We all know it. Anyway, so that makes it say, how much of it is race and how much of it is class? So to Andrew Tate's point, he's saying, look, racism is for poor people because it's a class issue, not so much a race issue. Interesting, because there are a lot of poor white people, a lot of poor black people, a lot of poor everybody, right? And then I noticed, and this is from experience, this is my data-driven experience, that race is a louder conversation from where I'm from than where I'm at. Man, my backyard looked way different growing up. And it wasn't even a backyard, it was our gully, we called it, but basically the parking lot. Our parking lot, my grandma had a backyard in Compton. Our backyard, dog, us. I'm gonna say it again, no, and Auntie Gloria and John. Remember Uncle John and Auntie Gloria, the two white people that my grandmother adopted for extra money and taking care of them in her back home. She had a duplex. That's why I look at race different. I knew two white people, elderly white people that needed me. Like I'm a little black dude and these white people are like, can you help me? And I'm like, wait a minute, everybody tell me that white people don't need black people. Everybody tell me I'm less than you, and so it was just weird like that. But everybody in my backyard at grandma's house for the barbecue was black. Come over to my house. Come over to my house if I have a Super Bowl party. I'm still on the fence. Come over to my house if I have a Super Bowl party and tell me what you're going to see. It going to look like some gumbo back there, right? All types of flavors, all types of people. So I learned in this world that you follow the money. And everybody's heard that, but we stop following it when our feelings get into it, when our personal experiences make us think different, right? Understood. But if you follow the money, and you're supposed to keep following the money to really explain these moves, we don't look at it like that when we talk about slavery. It was a money grab, bruh. It really was, and we know that. My people, we got caught up in it, obviously the short end of the stick. So it's not the background necessarily, ethnicity, race and stuff. It was a money play. Oh, y'all, a part of the money game, let's do it. Kind of like how we see it in the hood. Gonna slang it to your own, no matter what kind. You black, you slang it to your black. You white, you in the white area, you slang it to the white. Let's stop. Don't go too deep, Wiley. You don't want to go 20 minutes. Okay. Let me give you an example. Let's make it a little lighter, right? Let's talk sports, because I'm feeling you, Andrew Tate, what you said there. In sports, when you're balling, like you got the money on the team, you the MVP, you the captain, etc. When you balling, it's not that deep, all the issues, right? It's not that serious. You ever been there? I've been there. Coach is not tripping. Coach tripping, man. Coach tripping. I've never said that. You know why? Because I ain't never been sorry on no team. Well, I've never been there. Well, I'm the man, dog. What? Coach ain't tripping. No, coach ain't playing you because you tripping. That's the problem, right? Coach don't have it out for you when you the MVP, when you the captain, when you got that dough on the team. Coach ain't got it out for you. You know who says that? All them low-rung dudes. All them dudes fighting for reps. All them dudes that may not get it. All them dudes living play by play, check by check. Y'all see the parallels? I know y'all do. In life, when you're winning, you don't have all these micro explanations, right? You don't start saying the man and them and they and the system. You're winning. So the same system that's against you is the same system you playing in to try and win, and you've seen people win, and then what's the issue? Is it you or the system? Because how is the system rigged against you, but you can beat the system and win? What you talking about, Willis? What we got, 9 black billionaires? Not enough, but still, Where's the system on them? Oh, no. See, Illuminati and the way it worked and then how they got there. Man, stop it. We young with our money out here because of slavery. Stop it. We'll catch up. Well, I don't know about catch up. We'll have more. They'll have more too. I don't know about that gap closing. The wealth gap's a whole different conversation, and I look forward to having that with y'all. But more yacht mentality out there, y'all. Even if you ain't got it like that, it's okay. I'm just telling you how the game go. I ain't tell you where you got to play. Yacht mentality, not victim mentality. Let's stop blaming it. I've lived it. I'm bilingual. I see it for what it is. And look, because I was on food stamps, welfare, the lower you are, the pettier you are. Yep. The smaller you are, the smaller you think, the more micro you into it, the more you're in the minutia, the more you're in the swamp. I've been there. All my family, we all said it. I've heard it. Ooh. And then now I'm listening, looking back, or sometimes still around it. And I'm like, yacht mentality. It's a whole different animal. So tell me what y'all think of what he said, what I said, what everybody said, right? What Andrew Tate is talking about. And is racism a poor person's mentality? I mean, racism exists everywhere, but not to everybody. I testify. And y'all look at the news. White people is Donald Trump white? Who has the worst like PR campaign against them? Donald Trump? Who else? Epstein, rest in peace. Who else? A lot of white people. Some black people too. They try it too. Don't trip, man. It's all BS. Tell me what it is in terms of the mentalities. And what mentality do you hold? Let me know what you think about that. And the message. I know a lot of people don't like Andrew Tate. I'm not here for that. Y'all know I'm going to play everybody. If they say something that I'll grab and hold to and I see it's a gem in there or something we can all expound on, we're going to do that. So all you Andrew Tate fans, I'm here for you. I like them. But if y'all don't, I'm here for you too. I like what he said. Let's see what he said to you and let me know what you think. All right, y'all, let's get into this one. Affion Crockett, y'all know who he is. Impressionist, comedian, funny dude. Talking about hip hop and how he ain't liking hip hop right now. By my actions, I don't like hip hop either right now. And I don't want to say that, but I'm living that. I do not listen to a lot of new rap. And I'm a DJ to the point where I'm getting back into my DJing, obviously, and we're going to do the DJing on the show on Brinks.tv. Brinks TV, we're going to do it. Y'all going to hear a lot of classics. This new rap just ain't got my energy. I'm not ironing my clothes, about to hit the club, about to holler at everybody. So I'm not into the ignorance. I'm not into the craziness. I'm not into this. But he has an interesting point talking about hip hop. Now he has a movie coming out, a hip hop story. Looks hilarious. I'm definitely checking that out. But let's hear what he had to say about hip hop right now and talking about that hip hop culture.
We don't emphasize talent anymore. You can just be popular, but be talking about some negative shit and be a celebrity, be a rap star, if you will. You know what I'm saying? And I think there's something wrong with that. There's definitely something wrong with that. And as a responsible community, if we don't start speaking up about it, sure, it's going to ruffle some feathers. But if we don't look back and be like, look, and this isn't me saying it's the young people's fault. It's me taking the ownership and saying we all have to pitch in and figure out what it is. Like even the labels that's giving people deals for saying the wrong shit. Or us as fans that are investing our money in that type of stuff, supporting and making this type of message grow and not supporting the message of unity and actually loving and healing ourselves and loving each other. I think we're so much stronger when we're like together than we are separate and just hating on each other, commenting on people's pages, right, commenting on people's videos and just saying nasty shit. People want clout now, and I think that's very fucked up.
Whoa. I heard him say something about hater culture, right? And then I was like, ooh, he going somewhere. Where is he talking about? Hater culture? I know it's deeper than that. He said we don't emphasize talent anymore. Oh, I was like, ooh, you get there. It's deeper than that. And then I was like, bang. What's wrong with hip hop? Nothing, if you remember what hip hop really is. Let's go back there. Hip hop is 50. I'm 49, so I almost saw all of hip hop. But who counts their first 5 years for real? I wasn't banging. I wasn't hip hop when I was 2. I wasn't doing that. So, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I have consumed a lot of hip hop. metric tons of hip hop. Hip hop was an outlet, don't forget, for the underserved. Kind of like how I, with Project Transition, work with the underserved. Work with the people I'm used to seeing growing up. Work with the neighborhoods I'm used to living in growing up. Right? The underserved, right? Remember, it's a have and have not conversation when you talk about this. Hip hop is involved as well. Its roots is that it's hood music. Now, hood, I'm not saying ghetto. I'm saying hood, the neighborhood. Those who weren't being heard were saying things and being heard through hip hop, right? So it was hood music. Now, back in the days, be real, gangsters used to be community workers, community servants, community activists. Gangs started trying to help the community. Not when I grew up. But let me just tell you, we all know, if you know your history, it morphed into that. So it used to be a positive force. I said the hip hop, they used to talk about mama cooking chicken in college. Like, it used to be positive, but it was an outlet for the hood music, for the hood to be heard. And then it went to the suburbs, and we fought that. I don't know why. It was like, no, that's more people buying it. Now I don't want all the suburban people buying it. Why? I don't want white kids saying it. What? What do you mean? Now you go to a concert, ain't no black people there. Only on stage. It's all white. Why y'all fighting so much? You want the thing to blow up? Let it blow. They didn't get mad at it. Then they were like, oh, no, it got gentrified. Then next thing you know, it got appropriated. Then next thing you know, oh, now it's global and they use it. Now they don't turn it into Afro beats. Like what? Just fighting hip hop all the way. But still, hip hop is 50. Hip hop, outlet for the underserved, hood music. And then he said it. Then Affion went there. He doesn't like hip hop right now. Listen to this. He said, quote, because you could be popular and talk about some negative shit and be a rap star. I was like, Affion, where you from? What's new? What's new? You can be popular and talk about some negative shit and be a rap star. Who grew up like this? Raise your hand. I got my hand up already. Someone in the neighborhood doing some bad stuff, negative stuff, jacking, killing, beating up people, banging. The drug dealers in my neighborhood, the gangsters in my neighborhood, guess who they were? Guess who they were? The celebrities, the stars. Hood music. Now you mad at rap because rap is highlighting negativity and making them stars. That's what it was originated from. Telling what the hood was. And the hood ain't the same as it was back then. Back then they were fighting for things and, you know, they were having protests and marches and they were like, yo, we gonna do something positive. We gonna bring it together. You know, you go back to civil rights era, Black Panthers, community activism, etc., right? Now what we got? Fraud ass BLM. Stop. Come on, man. That's why I ain't honk. The day that stuff came out, I was like, Black Lives Matter, I was like, I'm reading. Oh, no. People was honking. And I told you, my wife got mad at me, I ain't honk. I was like, baby, you don't even know what you're honking for. Stop it. Hood's different. But it's always the same. This hood music is showing and pumping out what we see in that neighborhood. Back then it was more positive, so you got more positive rap. Now it's fractured. Cats all over the place, right? Value systems all off, paradigms all off. It's the hood. So what's crazy is rap is taking negativity and making you a star, just like the hood took gangsters and drug dealers and their negativity and made them celebs and stars in our hood. I had to grow up hearing everybody talk about, I'm not saying no names because they the homies too, but boy, what? So me, I'm getting teased, clown, beat up, all kind of stuff just because I ain't down with that, because I ain't celebrating that. So now, how you feel, Affion? You don't want to celebrate this, huh? I'm with you. But What they're celebrating, what they're trying to actually say to the world is what's going on in the hood. And it ain't all good. I just caught that weird flex of the power of that music, rap music. The power it had then, the power it still has on me. I listen to some old music and it feels like it came out today. But those expressions is what I was living. I think what Affion and I am really saying is the reason hip hop is dead to us right now is because that mindset, that lifestyle, those conditions are dead to us now. But it ain't dead to everybody. And that's why hip hop really isn't dead. It just died in so many. Growing up seeing that everything that was negative was getting glorified. You know how dissuasive that is to a kid trying to make it, and he from those conditions and got to look around and get no love until he makes it, and then all those people about face and say, "Oh yeah, I always knew. Yeah, that's why I looked up." And you're like, man, they got all the shine all the time growing up. Now, who we giving the shine to in hip hop? It's a mess. It's a pure mess. My kids don't even listen to it. I don't let them listen to it. They listen to some songs, but they so damn corny. It's the Fresh Prince songs of today's generation. And oh well, say it. We listen to Hammer in this house. You know what I'm saying? Before Pumps in the Bump. All right, we know, keeping it positive. But tell me what you think about what he said, because I just see the parallels. Hip hop ain't changed. The hood changed. But hip hop still got a lot of the same principles. We gonna pump up the negative, just like the hood was pumping up the negative when it became what it became. So, oh man, I miss my rap music. But it's still some banging ass beats. It's just I can't get into that energy wavelengths. I'm not that guy no more. I'm just not. And do you agree with him when we talk about talent? I think they talented. I don't go there. They just showing it in a different way. It's kind of when you don't know a language, you be like, oh, this language sound weird. No, it don't. You just don't know how to speak it. You just don't know or understand it. Don't be banging on the language. It's your ass, right? So tell me what y'all think and beat it up in the comments. All right, y'all, coming up next on Never Shut Up, funk up some comments. Wileyism, get up out of here. Next on Brinks TV, Brinks and Reach TV. Y'all like when I do that? Brinks, Brinks. Welcome to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcellus Wiley. Loving y'all because y'all loving me. Y'all see me. Where y'all see me at? Brinks TV? Brinks.tv. If you are, you'll get 1,000 free Brinks bucks for logging in and getting your free account. So go to Brinks.tv. Also, WileyWins.com. Man, all this money coming in. WileyWins.com. Let's get it going. Super Bowl this week. I got Kansas City. Why? Because Mahomes keeps slapping me in the face every time I bet against him. So let me know who you got, log on, and let's go get it. And, of course, always support ProjectTransition.org. Y'all want to see more positivity in the community? Y'all want to see more leaders come from the community? Support the community. Support ProjectTransition.org. Recurring donors will get this book. Support those itty-bitties. Let's hook them up. All right, let's funk up some comments. Yeah. Acho hating, yeah. On Herbert, he's hating. He hate. Now, Acho don't like to read his comments and stuff, and he like to block people. So I don't even know if he knows that I'm telling him he hating on Herbert, but I'll see him at the Super Bowl, I think. And if I do, he hating on Herbert. Still love him. Hating on Herbert. Give me Herbert over Acho's Brock Purdy to start a team. No debate about it. That's not Duh. I don't care what Justin Herbert does in terms of team success. He's a top 5 talent, top 10 quarterback, but top 5 talent. Now, y'all can go into any other conversation, but you ain't dissuading me from that. Hell no, he's too good. Just a feeling. The Herbert hate is personal, really. And it's not his issue with Herbert. He is being hypercritical because he knows it's your team that you support and play for. What? Very immature on his end. He is targeting one of the best young quarterbacks in the league. Herbert is just catching a stray. Aimed for you. I would love for my young players to be like Herbert. Yo, I owe you something. I'm going to have to, damn. Yeah, we got to talk. No, like nobody talks back to me because I'm not coming at them and I'm not lying when I'm coming. That's why I think I don't have to go back and forth with cats. Now, if they want to get into it, we can. I never unload the clip, so it's going to be more coming. Wow, that's interesting. That's corny. There's no way I hope that he thinks I will be affected so much that you coming at him to get me. Like, I'm just protecting what's right. You know, you're going to do you and I'm going to do me, which is, man, that ain't right. But I'm not going to put hands on you, Acho, and this, you talking about Herbert, ain't going to hurt me. It's just going to make you look bad. So I hope that ain't the reason. But it does look weird. Like, you talking about one of the best talents. The dude set NFL records for not the first year. Okay, 1 year wonder. Y'all talk about Cam Newton all the time. He was a 1 year wonder, whatever. I don't believe that, but go ahead. You got some evidence. Justin Herbert got a 4-year career and has set NFL records. And I hear people talk trash. And then I coach kids. And these kids, if they're lucky, could be the shoestring on Justin Herbert in terms of greatness. And then you gonna say he ain't great and these kids are great? You know how hard it is to make it to the league? Acho knows. You know how hard it is to do something in the league? Acho knows. And then he has not only done something, he is number 1 in statistical categories in history. So weird. My only thing is like, dog, I made the Pro Bowl, I made the All-Pro, and then I was voted 3 times to the Pro Bowl. I was a top 50 player twice. I was a baller. For some stretches, I was a baller. Acho wasn't even a baller. And I'm not even tripping. I'm just saying, dog, we still frat. Why you clowning this dude? He was better than both of us times 1,000. Put us together and then put 1,000 on it. And he still got us. How do you clown that? And how are we letting this happen? How, Sway? You ain't got all the answers. Damn it. All right, here we go. Peyton Manning is considered one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. Won once. 500 win-loss. Eli won twice. Marino, best arm ever, 1-0. Elway won 2 late in his career, only because of the touchdown. Terrell Davis. Quarterbacks and chips is the new LeBron versus MJ. They're making a debate out of nothing. Preach. That wasn't it. When I played and before I played, we never talked like this. I don't know where this came from. Skip Bayless or something like that. I don't know where it came from. We never. What? How many rings you got? What? John Randall, Barry Sanders, how many rings you got? Like, what? Play against him. You find out how many rings he got. Acho calls Tua a winner, but doesn't even have 1 playoff win. Burrow and Hurts lost the Super Bowl. That's a winner. And Acho, left out Jordan Love from the conversation, who was also from the 2020 quarterback class and did not win a national championship. Look, he's just trying to be, like I said, he's trying to be provocative. He wants us to be engaged. He got what he wanted. Marcellus, it's your boy from Cafeteria Restaurant, so you know we go way back. I just want to comment on this thing about black Republicans being grifters. It's ludicrous nonsense. I would like to sit down with this brother and explain why I'm a conservative. Simply put, my educated minister father didn't play around with his kids. We were taught to respect ourselves and respect others. We're not perfect, but we're all doing okay. Like you said, it's Black History Month and Whoopi and this clown talking nonsense. I miss you, brother. Love your show. Peace. Oh, what's up, big dog from Cafeteria? You done seen me in the zone before. Cafeteria is, I guess it's open all day, but I only went after 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I used to love Cafeteria. Oh, I used to be the spot. Best food ever. Getting fat. It was great, man. Salute, big dog. Let's stay in touch, brother. Whoopi, just a part of the show. I don't like labels. I'm me. They want us all to think alike, and if we don't, we not black or we called out our names. You a wolf or you a sheep. Think for yourself. Yeah, they don't like to talk to me about that because I'm like, you ain't going to make me say what you want me. I ain't jumping in no bucket of I'm conservative, I'm liberal, I'm Democrat, I'm Republican. Who is running? All right, I like him over here. What is he? A Republican? All right, I'm Republican today. Who is he? He Democrat? I'm a Democrat today. Shut up. I grew up where they try to tell me I had to bang, cripple blood. No, I ain't doing neither. Whop. Then I got banged on for not banging. Oh, well, I survived. So, y'all, no, Whoopi, stop it. Stop it, Whoopi. All right, let's, Whoopi, that's a name. All right, y'all know we finish every show. We finish with Wileyism. Yeah. All right, I got to go quick. Why? Because it's real. Your kids are irritating because they act like you. I remember we were talking about this before. In psychology, they say the things that irritate you and anger you the most are the things that you see from others that are you, that are yours, right? So whenever somebody does something, you be like, I don't like that. Check yourself, because you probably don't like that you do it too. Or you don't like somebody doing what you do. So the things that you take notice of are part of your conscious, right? And when you're conscious of something, the reason you notice is because you already participate in it. You already represent it. So when it irritates you, oh, she thinks she all that, is because your ass be thinking you all that. So when you see your kids, you ever see your kids do something, you're like, what are you doing? Calm down. I love this meme of this dad just laughing. And he said, this is me laughing at my kids being spoiled because I spoiled them. You mad at your kids, stop acting spoiled. And then you're like, oh, I did just buy him 12 scoops of ice cream after one hit in his baseball game. One hit. And it was a grounder. Man, don't be mad at anybody. This could say your people are irritating because they act like you. Your kids are irritating because they act like you. You get irritated because you see those things outside that are in you. So check yourself. I do it all the time. I'm like, man, why am I tripping on that fool? Oh, that's me, because I'm that fool. So make sure y'all look out and look after those itty bitties out there, because it ain't their fault. Your kids are irritating because they act like you. That'll do it for today's episode of Never Shut Up. Oh, man, love y'all, love y'all, love y'all. Let's get it in. Having a great day. Super Bowl tomorrow. Pray for me. Love you guys. Have an amazing day. I will. Yay.
Stage a lot faster. Oh, I'm so honored. I'm so inspired to be here, and thanks Shine Global for this award, to be recognized for doing the right thing, to be recognized for doing good things, and trying to inspire others for their own greatness. I'm just a kid from Compton who, at an early age, had to look inside to find my opportunities, because on the outside, there were so many whispers and sometimes yells of, I couldn't make my dreams a reality. And thought that was very unfortunate, but I was thankful that I never internalized that chorus that was around me. I was a kid that understood that you had to be greater than your greatest excuse. And I had a lot of excuses, I had a lot of reasons to have self-doubt. But I was able to develop my inner power, discover that inner power, and make sure that I showed the world exactly who I wanted to be. And it was really simple for me. It was to make my dreams a reality. There was nothing more to it. And as I now stand here, just a few miles from where I grew up, where that adversity still is strong, and as we see through these movies, that it's worldwide, not just in our locale. You see the suffering, you see the gangs, you see the drugs, you see the poverty. And there's always one common escape. It's that inner power, it's that ambition. It's having a voice that's louder than those surrounding voices. And I'm on a mission, a global mission, to make sure that that inner power inspires all to not only give, but to receive the blessings that come from giving. And I'm up here right now as a guy who's challenging everyone to give their 3 T's. That's time, that's talent, and that's treasure. Human capital, financial, whatever it may be. Let's invest in each other because we all have to coexist here together. And as I look around and I have a foundation that really inspires these kids to become their greatest version of themselves and to look in the mirror to make sure that they're greater than their greatest excuse. It gives me my greatest passion. I was a kid who wanted to be a school teacher, but because of my height, weight, and speed, I became a football player. So I took that helicopter ride up as high as I could, but as I was ascending, I never forgot that I was once one of those fork-in-the-road kids who was shot at many times, who had to navigate around adversity every single day, who had to waste so much of his brain power just trying to get home every day. And so many experiences that sometimes you become desensitized to. But in reality, that is someone else's reality. So I'm so thankful to stand in front of all of you guys as an example of the kids that we're trying to affect, the underserved, the underprivileged, those who are told that their hardships are greater than who they are. But hopefully we can inspire them all to look inward, because everything they want out there is already in here. Appreciate you guys.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook, where you can bet on everything, anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right. Get a 125% sign-up bonus, and to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we're giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins.